Good morning, everyone. My name is Giel Vettelaar. I'm the host for today. Welcome everyone to this chat session. The idea behind these types of chat sessions is to answer any questions that you guys might have. And so we don't have a speaker as today. It's more of an informal discussion. So you guys are welcome to discuss with each other. We will participate as well. If there's anything you want to know from us or experiences you want to share, then feel free. It's just in English today. There's no one joining from the Netherlands, which sometimes is the case. So we're just doing it in English. For those of you who've joined past ones, we did in Dutch before as well. Having said that, that's my introduction. As I said, I'm the host. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. We're doing the webinar today through Zoom, so you can all just unmute yourself and feel free to share. That's my bit. And in the spirit of this webinar, I really want to give the word to Teresa and to you guys. Yeah, what do you guys want to know? Teresa?
I suppose I have to unmute myself first. It's nice to see everyone. We had a long list of people that were going to join, but I think it's cold and people are busy and times are uncertain. So it's nice to see the faces here. We had a session yesterday with our mediators, and what we discussed was what we also discussed in our last chat session is that people are looking for ways and means to market themselves or make themselves more visible on social media as coaches. So we've designed a template. It's basically like a digital business card, and Giel will show you an example of that. And if you're interested, you can just let me know. Our designer is charging us 300 Rand to design it, and you can send us your photo and your little short blurb, as well as your specialisms, which I think is important. This is an example of Glynis, and I think it looks quite nice. So, you know, if you do it through us, obviously, then we can also post it on our social media. You know, we can put it on our social media on Facebook as well as on LinkedIn. And it seems to be attracting a lot of interest because I think you can't miss, you know, what you're seeing. It's quite striking. So if you're interested, you can just let me know. And it's also very important, you know, when we started looking at this, to actually make sure that your profile online is up to date. A lot of the profiles don't have photos. They don't have, you know, a little bit of a background on who you are and what you do. The specialisms we need to add. So if there are some specialisms that aren't visible and you would like to add, you'll have to give them to me or send them to me, and I can add that for you. But I think it's quite important that your profiles are complete, because that's how people find you. You know, if you go onto our website and you, for instance, put in the word career coach, or then, you know, like Leslie does bereavement coaching as well, then immediately Leslie's name will pop up. So, you know, that's how people will find you. So make sure that your profile online is up to date. And if it's not and you're battling, that's why we're here. So just let us know, and then I can see, you know, if we can't help you with that. But I think these little digital business cards are working quite well.
Yeah, look, and people like the visual side of it. You know, it's simple, it's short, and we've seen that as well. You know, we've done some work with banners in the past, especially with agencies. They work really well because it just means that they reach out to you and you can start a conversation and you can take it from there, as opposed to what we've seen with some coaches who just post an entire slab of text. Yeah, it's not.
No, I don't think people really read anymore. You know, I think the more concise it is, the better.
Look, we've learned that as well. We did that initially, where we just sent mailings of 4 pages around. They don't. But yeah. So if you want that, reach out to Teresa, and it's quite simple to set it up. I mean, basically, you just have to send this little bit of text on your specialisms and a good photograph, and then we will do the rest.
Yeah, I think the photo is a key element. It has to be high-res, and it has to be sort of like a 600 dpi, and preferably portrait, and not landscape, because that's easier to, you know, for the designer to do it then.
Okay, so that's enough of us. Is there anything that you guys want to ask us? Anything you guys are either struggling with, or things that you've run into, or just questions or discussion topics? Feel free. You can do so via the chat or just unmute yourself. Leslie, do you want to say something?
No, I'm all good for now, thank you. I'm just here to hear what you guys have to say today.
We're here to hear what you have to say today. Yes, it's actually quite nice. Yesterday as well, people started talking about, has anyone actually done online, coaching with Zoom?
Yeah.
Does it work? Because people are worried about, does it work? Because obviously there's not contact. And we had interesting feedback. Leslie, obviously you do, I'm sure you do a lot of online coaching as well.
All my coaching is online, every last bit of it. And you know what? I just don't see the difference between coaching online and coaching in person. The only thing that you have to do is realize that you are online, and you just have to make sure that you've got stable connections, you've got good lighting, you set up that your client has got data, that your client can do what they have to do. But I mean, I'm coaching a young lady in the US at the moment, which I couldn't do if I wasn't online. It's as simple as that. And she's paying me in dollars, and bargain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important, just the basics, as you say, stable line, good lighting. I did an interview with someone a week or two ago, or, a chat, a meeting, and I just couldn't see him. I mean, the lighting was just so bad. You just can't see him, or people aren't high enough, and you just see literally this part of their head, stuff like that. So test it beforehand. Sure. But definitely, I don't think the clients matter or mind it. I think they're fine.
No, and I mean, from a coaching point of view, only certain situations in the NLP world do you require touch, but for the rest, you don't. But I think maybe what might be useful for your members is, I have a workshop that I run on how to create social media, good quality social media videos. And an element of that is how to present well on camera. And I'm more than happy to do that as a session for your guys. And the thing is what to wear. So today I'm wearing deliberately the wrong thing.
Yes, I hear what you're saying, yeah.
So what to wear, what to look out for your lighting, what camera microphones, that sort of thing. And if you guys are interested, I'm more than happy to do that for you.
Thanks, Leslie. I'll definitely take you up on that.
Yeah, we can set it up as a webinar for the.
Yes.
That's the other thing. We've done a whole host of the webinars now, and we're planning the next. I think it was 5 that we have in the agenda now.
Yes.
The next row on a whole bunch of topics. And so if there's anything you guys want covered, if there's any topics you guys want covered, for example, dealing with social distancing requirements, something like that, that's one we might do in the Netherlands, then feel free, right? If you have any ideas, it's not a problem. And if you, like Leslie said, if you have a topic that you want to speak about, we're more than welcome to accommodate that.
I mean, I think current topics, sorry, and I feel like I'm hogging the webinar, but I think current topics like the unexpected effects of COVID-19, something like that, coaches, I think, should know, because it is different, and the challenges are different, and the fears are different.
Yeah, it's everything's different. The way you approach your people, the way they approach you. It's actually quite scary. We had RCB Boyens did a bit of a chat on it, and she had a presentation on specifically on how media, the use of media, is changing now, or has changed drastically, and that the way that we would normally market ourselves does not exist any longer. It's completely changed. So we all have to start thinking so laterally to get out there and make sure that people know you are there, and make sure that people know you are contactable, you still care. The fact that you don't see them doesn't mean that you've disappeared. And it is quite scary. I mean, specifically in the profession that you're in, of coaching people and being there to assist them when they really need help. Now's the time to be out there. People now need life coaches and business coaches, and because they are floating in a sea and they don't know where they're going to.
Yeah, and there's no money to pay. So your coaching has got to be hugely effective. Just one of the kind of unintended consequences that I'm coming across in the grief world is that people are not allowed into the hospitals.
Yes.
So when their loved ones are dying, they're not allowed there. So there's no goodbyes, there's no I love yous and thank you for everything you've done. And it makes the grief journey so much more difficult. And I think coaches need to be aware of the psychological impacts of COVID-19 across the spectrum, you know, not from a business point of view, but they need to be aware of how it's affecting people around them. And let's not be naive. We've been in lockdown for 3 months in this country, just over 3 months. It ain't lifting until next year.
No.
So we've got at least another 6 months of this lot to go at various levels. And we need as coaches to be prepared for that. And I think ICR could do a lot to assist coaches to get ready for this.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it's we had actually a situation like that. A friend of mine's has a friend she's a white lady, but she's a Sangoma, very interesting lady. And her African mama, the lady that initiated her, passed over the weekend in Soweto in her house. And she was absolutely shattered because she could not go through to do the traditional goodbye or anything like that. And she's battling to cope with it, you know. And I mean, being a Sangoma, you would also think that she has her own coping mechanisms, but we're all just human. So I agree. There's so many things out there now that maybe, you know, we can find a niche in certain things for people that aren't still sure where to position themselves. If something is speaking to you, find that niche and unpack it and grow it. I think there's a lot of opportunity. And that's why we, for instance, you know, when we market that template, we also say, are you looking for a life coach? Are you looking for someone in the bereavement? Are you looking for someone in career? Are you looking for whatever the case might be? Because people see it and we're actually getting reaction to it. People need just the fact that there's someone out there that I can talk to. That's all people want at the moment. Reg, have you done online coaching now or not really?
Yes, I have, Teresa. I've done some online coaching in the Middle East and Sweden. I haven't done a lot in South Africa, but I've also done mediation by Zoom. It hasn't been very commercialized type of mediation with people in rooms, but I'm having to do one possibly in the very near future where I'll have to separate people into different rooms. So that's a new trick I'm going to have to learn how to do.
Easy. Well, if you need help, Gil can also assist you with that, hey, on the breakaway rooms. And Leslie is also very capable on Zoom because she does a lot of work on it. So, you know, that's why we're here. If you need help, just let us know. If we can't, we'll find someone. Everyone is so happy to help everyone else at the moment because we realize that if we don't stand together or band together, we've got a problem, you know.
Right.
So just reach out if you need assistance.
I will do that. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. And Danira is just starting now, eh?
Yeah, I actually think it's such a wonderful time for me to start up now.
Yes.
My only challenge is how do I get myself out there being so brand new in this whole new career of mine. So any assistance, I'll appreciate it. I'm ready to start.
Yes.
I'm busy with a digital marketing course that has sent me 2 months down a track where they scrapped the whole course and I had to restart, and I'm just taking it in my stride and seeing how I can get myself digitally enabled. So
Yes.
I think that's where I'm at right now. But if there's anything that maybe you can assist with or push me in a direction, I mean, I'm even fine to do pro bono to get me into practicing.
Yes.
Well, you know, real clients that don't have the funds to pay. So
Yeah, that's normally not a bad place to start. You know, at a group, you know, for instance, of single moms or you know, whatever the case might be, to actually go onto Facebook. We discussed this on the mediation side as well, to go onto Facebook and see what groups they're on, what they're chatting about. Now, I don't know why, but I'm on a group for, because I don't have kids, but I'm on a group for moms in Gauteng. I think I added myself and my sister had a baby years ago, and I'm still on it. But they literally start talking about how to deal with maintenance issues, how do they, you know, with family issues, how do they, it's all about life. It's a cross between life and mediation. But I think if you start adding yourself to groups like that, get a feel of what people need, it's going to be also easier. And then see if you can offer maybe your services free of charge for, you know, 1 or 2 smaller coaching sessions. And people talk, because that's the main thing. People talk, and you know, I think from there onwards it will grow. We do have also some of our training providers now are also doing specialized social media courses. So if you know, that's not very expensive and more accessible. So if you feel you need assistance, I can always point you in the direction of someone to chat to. I know Leslie is very open to, you know, to assist and talk to people and help them along the road, because she's been doing it for a while. So is Reg. So, you know, if you need help, that's exactly why we're doing these sessions, to sort of try and create a mentor system where, you know, you feel you resonate with someone and that person will be able to assist, because it's difficult to start. It's very difficult to start. And the time now is right. It is absolutely the perfect timing. And Sophia has also been going for a while, so she also assists.
Yeah, but my problem is, Teresa, I just decided I'm joining up now because I feel so stranded and frustrated with myself. I've been working from, you know, in a small area, but I've never worked virtually. And I'm so frustrated with the change because I've never put myself out there on social media. I just never used social media because it was never necessary. And but now it's necessary. I have to get a face, and I have to do all the branding that I can do, and I have to find my focused niche. Like you say, I need a niche, and I've got so many themes on the table. I have to narrow down, and I have to get focused. So I just joined in today for mentorship, to listen what you guys were saying and to get direction. I'll definitely make contact with you, Leslie, because I feel a bit lost. I'm not afraid. I'm not camera shy. I know the basics but it's not enough. I'm not going forward. I've never worried about dressing for Zoom. I have to learn so much.
Yeah. Which area do you live in again, Sophia?
White River, Nelspruit.
Yes, yeah. So it is a smaller community.
Yeah.
On the one hand, it should be a bit easier then, although I don't know how many coaches are there in that area. A lot, or not really?
Well, there's one very dominant life coach, yes. I only know about 3 or 4, but only Mel is really dominant that I know of, and she's carrying on virtually. We chat and she's doing well, but yeah, I have to get up there. I have to learn how to be a virtual coach. I have no clue. I'm clueless with it.
Well, at least you are open, and you know, it's that first step always. Where do you start?
Yeah.
And if, as I say, we'll all help each other. So I'll give you a call a bit later and then see how, you know, what way we can assist you. So
thanks, Teresa. That's awesome.
But the opportunities are definitely there.
Yeah. Sophia, I've
Yes.
just sent you my cell number in the chat so you can pick it up and call me.
Thank you. Thank you. I see it's line me. Thanks, Liz. I'll definitely do. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah.
So yeah. Is there anything else you guys need to know? I know David is still busy. You've done your course, hey, David?
We actually finish off. Yeah, we finish off next weekend with SA Business Coaches. Yeah. So also been busy with the digital marketing. So yeah, when everybody asked that question, I was wondering, okay, other than digital marketing, what else is there? Because I sometimes think we throw out the baby with the bathwater. So I mean, everybody's jumping on the digital marketing thing, and I understand the virtual. And yeah, look, I operated previously in a virtual environment. I've worked virtually for the last 15 years, and not worked virtually because there's two ways of interpreting that. But yeah, I've worked in a virtual environment for the last 15 years. Yeah, so I spend anything from maybe 30 hours on Zoom a week, quite easily between meetings and things like that. So yeah, but I guess my question is, you know, other than the social media, digital marketing campaigns, I mean, what else could we be looking at to consider?
We'll get Elsie back again to chat about that. She gave different ideas. The one thing she mentioned, for instance, is to go to your area newspaper. You know, the knock and drops, as we call them, and that word came from when years ago they would deliver your milk at your door in a glass bottle, and the local newspaper would be with it. So we call it a knock and drop. So they would knock, drop the stuff, and go to the next house. You know, your Caxton newspapers, the smaller newspapers, and discuss with them maybe doing an article on David is in more the business side, so on how, you know, COVID is affecting business, how you can assist, you know, tips on, you know, on coping, on how to manage cash flow, stuff like that. You know, discuss with them if you can maybe write an article on that. And it's perceived value to their audiences as well, or their readers. So they'll most probably say yes.
Okay, thanks.
Because then, you know, to advertise is just too expensive.
Yeah.
I know in White River there's a local radio stations, like we've got our local stations all over in Johannesburg as well, and to maybe also make contact with them and say, guys, you know, how can I assist you in just doing a short little 5-minute chat on what's happening at the moment, how life coaching can impact on changing your life. You know, small little things like that, that's not going to cost you money, but it means that you have to reach out of the virtual space. And they're very open to, you know, to suggestions, because they're also looking for content.
Okay.
And they're looking for someone that is able to actually do and speak and you know, come across well. So there's small little things like that Elsie mentioned, and she said she will come back and give us more detail and more ideas on how to actually position yourself out there. So I'll ask her for a follow-up, and then, you know, we can chat about that, because she's got lovely ideas on managing or creating your brand. You know, for instance, joining groups. There's so many women's groups out there that have tea parties and stuff. But
yeah, I think all the men's groups are being closed down, huh?
Yes. You know, but also people are looking for speakers. Yeah, I know. Looking for speakers and a few things. You know, so it's just getting yourself out there the whole time. But it's active. You have to actively market yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. That's unfortunate. And they buy into you, nothing else. I mean, there's so many life coaches out there. There's so many business coaches out there. They buy into you and what you represent, and it's a rapport they build with you, nothing else. But I'll get Elsie back and we can definitely chat about it.
Thanks. I also saw that you just posted the link as well, I think, for Elsie's previous thing. So I'll have a look at that as well. Thanks.
Yes, yes. The previous one, she sort of gave an outline on why COVID is having an impact. She, you know, and what to expect, and that there's a lot of her personal emotion in there as well. She's very caring and what do you call it? Empathetic, yeah. So she, you know, that's a lot of her own opinions are in there, but she also highlights quite a few interesting issues. And she said the next session would be more practical, hands-on. You know, take this, do this, go there. And she's quite happy. What I like about her, I've known her for a long time, that she will actually tell you which hashtags to use, where to use it, you know, who to approach. She's not scared of sharing the secrets that she's been building up for years in media.
That's Elsa B.
Elsa B. Yes.
Thanks.
But yeah, I agree with you, David. We need to also get out of just the virtual realm of marketing. It's everyone's doing it, and so you have to find a way of doing it differently now.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's difficult, but we're doing it. I mean, we all have to. Nothing else. Here is very quiet this morning.
Because I'm letting you do the talking. It's your show.
I'm taking over.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Look. I did post a link to the YouTube channel. Post all the webinars on there. Elsabie's will go up this week because there was just some editing work that we still had to do on that, so it'll go up tomorrow afternoon probably. But there's a couple of other interesting topics on there that we did in the past, so feel free to watch those as well if you missed them, and we'll keep you informed. I think, Teresa, next week of series of webinars.
Yes, I'll speak to Leslie as well about what, you know, her suggestion as well, and then just take it from there.
Yeah.
And I guess like and subscribe as well to the channel.
Yes, please. Yeah, because that will be great. Because immediately you'll get notifications. Yeah, everything like and subscribe. Yeah. But it's great. Thanks, David.
Pleasure.
Okay, great. Is
Okay.
that it?
Does anyone else have any questions or anything they want to know?
No, it was nice chatting though. Thanks. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, so we did record this, and we'll post it on that same YouTube channel probably next week Monday. So if you want to go back and watch it, feel free. We do one of these once a month, so I think Teresa will keep you informed when the next one is. But for now, thank you all for joining. If you have any other questions later on, feel free to reach out to Teresa because she's always helpful. And for now, thank you for joining, and have a nice day.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.